To a bowl, mix it up, give it some heart and soul, then dollop it into a baking tray, sprinkle with some freshly cut hay. Then get an adult to put it in the oven and you should come out with half a dozen. There you go, my mackerel banana muffins, everyone. How good do they sound? Do you want one? Guys, on camera? Floor manager? No? You want one? Are you not hungry? Just had breakfast? Okay, you can have one later. All right, let's hand over to today's celebrity supply teacher then. It's Khalees. I got some in my bag, honestly, if you want one now as a snack. No?
Hi, I'm Khalees, and you may know me best as a singer, but I'm also a chef. And today, I'm going to be your celebrity supply teacher.
This is Celebrity Supply Teacher. We've assembled a staff room of superstars to share their knowledge with you. Today, music megastar turned kitchen queen Khalees is cooking up a super duper lesson for all those food lovers out there. Right, let's kick it off, Khalees.
So I am currently in the USA, where I live in California, and I'm in one of my favorite rooms in my house, and this is my kitchen, and this is where I'll be doing your lesson today.
Well, thanks for inviting us over. Now, Khalees has been cooking up musical magic for over 20 years. She's sold millions of records, performed with the likes of Pharrell Williams, and you may have recently seen her in The Masked Singer. But how did she go from rustling up records to delicious dishes?
So when I was growing up around your age, my mother had her own business, and it was a catering business. And so I remember watching her and just thinking how cool it was, and I really wanted to do something like that. So even though my career ended up going into music, I decided kind of midway that I wanted to try something else to add to my resume of things that I liked and that I could do. And so I decided to go to culinary school to train to be a professional chef. One of the things I love the most about food is that I think that food surrounds all of our life's most important events. If you think about, like, if you graduate from school, or a wedding, or a birthday party, there's always beautiful people and wonderful food. And I think that's one of the things that made me want to be a chef, because I love just the fact that, like, some of our best memories are always surrounded with food and people we love. And so that's one of the things that makes me so passionate about it.
I love a bit of party food. But what are you going to be cooking up for us today, Khalees?
We're going to make one of my favorite dishes. It's cornbread muffins.
Cornbread muffins, my mouth is watering already. Over in the USA, cornbread is a big deal. Such a big deal, in fact, that there's even a national cornbread festival which takes place every year.
So, first I've got all-purpose flour. I've got a cup of all-purpose flour. I'm just gonna empty it into my mixing bowl right here. I've got cornmeal here. Can you see it? It's yellow. Then I've got a cup of sugar. It sounds like a lot, but it's not, I promise.
Don't worry, if you're not keeping up, I'll be your resident note taker. Okay, so far you need 1 cup, which is the equivalent to 125 grams of plain flour, 1 cup of cornmeal, and 1 cup of sugar.
So I've got some baking powder here, and you're gonna put just a teaspoon. So level it out. So now you've got your dry ingredients, right? And you're gonna do 1 teaspoon of salt. There you go, right? Okay. Now, just gently, you're just gonna mix it all together so it's even and you don't have any kind of like pockets of like just one thing. So you mix it all together, nicely like that.
So we're adding to our ingredient list 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of salt.
Then I've got another bowl here, just so I can put my wet ingredients all together and make sure that they get mixed up really good together. So I've got 2 eggs. I've got 1 cup of milk. You're gonna put 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, okay? So get your measuring spoons. There we go.
Right, so 2 eggs, 1 cup or 250 millilitres of milk, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract.
So instead of having 3 eggs in my batter, I put 2 eggs, and then I'm gonna put a heaping tablespoon of mayonnaise. I know it sounds crazy, but I promise you, this is the trick for the moistest, most delicious, fluffy, kind of like, just yummy, right?
Mayonnaise? I usually only have that on my chips, but you're the expert.
Got a whisk? Just gonna whisk it all together here. Just to make sure it's nice and even. You don't want any like egg yolk or anything weird by itself. Okay, and once we've got that, I've got 1 stick of melted butter. I'm gonna add that in with my eggs and my milk mixture. Butter makes everything delicious. And then last but not least, got some fresh corn kernels.
Right, okay, so you add 1 stick of melted butter, which is around 113 grams, and a sprinkling of corn kernels. If you've missed any of the ingredients, just pause your TV now, or you can watch again later on BBC iPlayer. Right, what's next, Khalees?
Now, into your dry mixture, gently pour your wet mixture. Make sure you get it all, and you're gonna fold it all in together, okay? So I make my muffins, and then whatever's left over, you can make pancakes. They're delicious, they're amazing. You put butter on them and syrup, the best brunch ever.
Oh, I do like a nice pancake. And when you've got all your ingredients mixed together, pop them in the oven at 180 degrees C for 30 to 35 minutes, just like Khalees is doing here. But remember the golden rule, always grab a grown-up when you're dealing with hot ovens.
So now, while the muffins are cooking, let's answer some questions that you guys have been sending in. First, we've got Isla from Wolverhampton.
Hi Khalees, what is your favourite equipment to use when you're cooking?
I think a food processor is a really good one.
Oh, that's a food mixer to me and you.
And I would say a cast iron skillet.
A skillet is basically a big, heavy frying pan, FYI.
It's kind of old school, but it's wonderful because you can cook so many things in it and it keeps your heat really even. Now I've got a question from Malaysia in Greater Manchester.
Hi Khalees, which country do you think has the nicest food?
That's a really good question, Malaysia. I would say, for your namesake, Malaysia has great food. Oh, Greek food is fantastic. I like to eat, but there's a lot of good countries with lots of good food. And I've got another question in, this time from Ava in the West Midlands.
Hi Khalees, can you please tell me how to make a pizza?
Okay, Ava, you want to know how to make a pizza? Whoa. First, you need really good dough. And then once you put your sauce and your cheese, it's all about the topping. So think about what you like. Maybe do something fun, like something spicy or something sweet, and then just go for it. So now I just got a question sent in from Isabel from Manchester, and she asked, why is it when I make a sponge cake, does it always sink in the middle? Isabel, that can be very stressful. I can totally relate. But there's a number of reasons. The first thing that I would honestly think would be that Manchester gets a lot of rain. And the thing about baking is that if it's really moist outside, sometimes it will affect our baking and our cakes specifically. The other thing could be that sinking in the middle is if you keep opening the oven, which I know it's hard to not open the oven because you want to be like, is it ready? Is it working? Is it rising? Don't open the oven.
So no peeking yet. While we wait for the cornbread muffins to be ready, let's take a tasty little tour of some other curious cuisine that might not be too popular here, but is a big deal over in the US of A. First, let me introduce you to the pumpkin pie. This sweet treat is a staple for many families at the American celebration of Thanksgiving. Next up, we have a casserole, but this is no ordinary casserole. It's a sweet potato and marshmallow casserole. And finally, we have the corn dog, which is a hot dog dipped in cornmeal batter and deep fried. Not very healthy, eh? But talking of corn, let's get back to Khalees's cornbread muffins. Are you ready for the big reveal? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow, Khalees, they look delicious. I'll definitely be giving them a go at home.
So whether you want to be a cook just for a hobby or you're thinking about being a chef when you grow up, definitely take your time and be patient. I'm Khalees, and I've been your celebrity supply teacher. Bye.
Bye, Khalees.
Oh, they look nice, don't they? Almost as yummy as my mackerel and banana muffins. Anyone in the studio fancy one yet? No? All right, well, you don't know what you're missing. Now, I don't know about your teachers, but mine used to always say that it's important to really go over what you've learned so that it gets stuck in your head. So with that in mind, I'm going to review everything we've been learning today. So in Bite Size Daily, we learn all about inverted commas, direct and indirect speech, and ways to look after our well-being. Then in Celebrity Supply Teacher, we learn about how to make those amazing muffins with Khalees. And then still to come, we've got horrible histories. And then after that, we've got Our School, Art Ninja, and Operation Ouch. Yay, I remembered it all! Tell you what, that's enough of a test for me today, I tell you. Oh no, an unprecedented test. What's this all about? Okay, class, time for a test on today's learning. I've not even revised. I'm not doing it by myself. You guys can join in. Let's go. Is the following true or false? We use inverted commas to indicate when someone is speaking. True. Keeping in touch with our friends is good.